Hey guys, hi, and welcome to the part 2 of the video, efficient data lake management using Apache Hudi cleaner services. First part I essentially covered the theory part where I went over the slides, and now let's get our hands dirty and do the lab. So again, if you want, come and watch the video. There's a nice playlist, so probably this will be in the part two, okay? So, all right, what are we gonna do? So we're gonna have a sample glue job. What this glue job is gonna do is basically it's gonna insert some fake data points into a Apache Hudi more table. And in the settings, we are gonna disable the cleaner service. Why you wanna do that? Basically, you don't wanna enable cleaner at right time, right? It affects the write performance, right? So you want to basically schedule that, right? And we went over all the theory points, right? All the 4 points. So now it's time to do a hands-on. So this code will be given to you. Download the code, and only thing that you gotta change is on line 70. Change your bucket name. Okay. Rest everything can be default. The table type would be merge on read. We are gonna do an upsert. Important thing over here, we have essentially disabled the Hudi cleaner. So we have said Hudi clean automatic set to false, Hudi clean async, we have also set that to false. And I have a for loop. I essentially create a Spark data frame, and then I'm essentially writing that into the Hudi transactional data lake. So I'm gonna run this job, and once this job is complete, I'll show you how to basically schedule your Lambda function and essentially schedule your cleaning job, right? So let's get started. So I'm gonna copy this code, head over to glue, put this code over here, click on save. Again, in the job parameters, make sure the data lake format is Hudi. Again, the additional Python module is faker, and this is the conf that I'm using. You'll probably have a PDF file where these parameters will be given to you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna run the job. Now the job can take about 5 to 10 minutes, so I'll probably pause the video and resume once this is done. Meanwhile, I'll essentially show you on the S3. So if I head over to this S3 bucket, I don't have anything, right? But once the job is complete, I should see certain Parquet or base file. And then you will see when we run the Hudi cleaner utility on EMR serverless, you will see that these older files shall be pruned. We're gonna see that in action. So let's wait for the job to complete, and then I'm gonna resume the video. All right, so now the job is basically finally in the complete state. As you can see, the job has succeeded. Now let's see the S3, right? If I refresh here you can see we see a Hudi folder, and we see 1, 2, 3 Parquet or base file, right? What I'm gonna do is again I'm gonna run the job. So again we are gonna insert certain data points, and once this job is complete, we'll have some more Parquet files, and then I'll show you how to submit the Hudi cleaner job on EMR serverless. Okay, so again I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna pause the video, and I'm gonna resume once the job is complete. All right, my second job is also complete. As you can see, the job has completed, and if I now go to S3 and refresh, I have total 9 files, and total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Parquet files I have. Now you will see when I essentially schedule my Lambda function, or when I run the job or Lambda function, right, you will see when the job is submitted to the EMR serverless, the number of base file will be reduced. So now let's take a look at that. So coming back to my screen, again, all the code shall be provided to you. Okay, so don't worry about that. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go to the Python file called cleaner.py, and this is where all the magic happens, right? So I'll explain you the code base. So from line 1 to line 10, it's basically defining imports. Here I'm declaring global variables for AWS access, secret, and region. Here I'm creating a client object on line 20, and then I have a Lambda function that will submit the cleaner job on EMR serverless. Over here is the path. The path is basically where your data lake is, right? Your Hudi data lake. So here is the path over here. Here is gonna be the application ID. I'll show you where you can find that. So let me give me 1 sec. So if I go to EMR, come here, and again, if you want to create a cluster, it's pretty easy. I'm using serverless, so you can click on manage application. I already have one, but you can come here, click on create, give it a name, choose the type as Spark, choose the EMR version as 6.10 and click on create application. I already have one, so I'm just basically gonna start the application. My application is in the starting state. Meanwhile, let's review the Lambda code. Okay, so let me collapse this. Okay, over here we are gonna use org.apachehudi.utilities.hudi cleaner. This is the class, this is the Java class that we're gonna use, right? And then let's take a look at the arguments. Pretty straightforward though. Hudi conf, so basically we're gonna provide the path to the data lake and these are the settings. So here I'm saying Hudi cleaner policy, keep latest file version. Again, you can also do by hours, by commits, etc. But I'm essentially saying keep the latest file version. So, older file version shall be deleted, right? Again, here I'm saying how many file versions I want to retain, right? Here I'm defining the parallelism and essentially I'm defining the total commits to retain, right? So this is a very basic configuration that I'm using. Before I run the job, what I want to do is I want to come here. I want to take a screenshot over here. So when I run, you will see this number of files has been reduced. Okay. So again, you can schedule this Lambda function on a cron expression easily. It's very easy, but I'm going to run it locally to show you everything in action. So again, the settings should be pretty straightforward. All we have is the Hudi path where your data lake is. And then essentially here you can see I'm submitting the job to the EMR serverless. So I'll be running the job. I'll run it right now. So probably, oops, I need to call the function. Looks like I forgot that. So let me call that. Yeah, let me pass the event. Okay, and now let's run the Lambda function. Oops, I have an extra equal to. And there you go, the job has been fired. Now back to my EMR. Again, I have this screenshot. Remember, we have 9 files total over here. So now if I go to EMR serverless, and you can see I have one job that is in the running state, Hudi cleaner job, right? And here you can see these are the arguments, right? The job is in the running state. Let me resume the video once the job is in the complete state, and then we will take a look at the S3 if the total number of files has been reduced. So I'm about to pause the video. All right, the job is finally in the succeeded state. So the job has succeeded, and here you can see the total resource utilization. That's the beauty of the serverless, right? I don't need to keep my cluster always on, right? I will only pay for the resource that I use, right? So the job is complete. Now I'm gonna come to the S3. Again, there were 9 files, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Parquet files. So let me refresh. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it has successfully removed the older files, right? Again, as you can see now, you can easily schedule this Lambda function using an event bridge cron expression. It's literally that easy, right? I hope this video tutorials will help you, and the source code and everything is given in the description section below. So if needed, you can try this out. That way you learn in a nice and a fun way. Remember, the best way to learn anything is to try things out by yourself. Unless you try and see it, you're not gonna enjoy the learning process, right? So with that being said, keep smiling, keep programming, and I'll see you in the upcoming next video.